Alrighty, so take one attempt of a unfamiliar text. So, what I thought I would look at today is a piece of poetry. So, this is a poem called Hunting Snake. I plan to read through it and go through annotations to begin with, and then I will break it down into answering the questions in two separate videos, just to give me more time in case I muck them up. So, coming into your Year 11 English folder on OneNote, best place to look for your resources. So coming into the revision tab, because ideally this should be somewhat revision, and you'll find it down here if you want to follow along yourself. So I am going to read it and sort of talk about my processes while I do it. I don't have my stylus pen working, but hopefully I can do doodles with my finger that aren't too hard to read. So straight away, hunting snake, I think of the verb in the title and hunting, and I think of all my connotations with hunting, negative, I guess. If I think of a hunting animal, I think they're ruthless. All right, sorry about that little handwriting. So I have these connotations already in my mind the moment I start reading the poem. I think that's going to be really helpful when you go through it. So always make your assumptions based on that. So looking at the poem there, we go, sun warmed in this late season's grace. I'd start to wonder what late season might be. Depends on what country you're in. Under the autumn, there we go. Gentlest sky. So gentlest, I'm looking at the fact that it's a superlative. Okay, so I'm getting quite a calm feeling so far. We walked, and I'm suddenly wondering who's the we that we're going, and froze half through a pace. And I've got a nice full stop there. So previously, the adjungment, which means that the lines carry over. The great black snake went reeling by. So I'm automatically looking at this use of language here. So I'm looking at the word choice, and we've got some nice adjectives in there, which is great and black. And then reeling. So reeling obviously being the movement that they're doing. So I'm reeling and I'm thinking of when you reel in a fish, and so I'm thinking of it being sort of quite a smooth action. So it's a smooth snake going by, and the fact that they've sort of made this its own unique sentence with its own unique punctuation there too. Head down, tongue flickering on the trail. He quested through the parting grass. I like the idea that it's parting for him. So I think this use of verb is really interesting, and I have that with reeling up there as well. And quested, like he's on a quest, on a mission. He is a fabulous snake, mission snake. Oh, this handwriting is appalling. I need to get my stylus working. So sun glazed his curves of diamond scale. So I'm straight away going metaphor. It's not literally a diamond scale, but it gives that sense of regality, like a royal snake. And we lost breath to see him pass. So this is just sort of highlighting to me once again how truly awesome this snake is. What track he followed? What track he followed? What small food fled living from his fearsome tents? We scarcely thought. I like the idea that they scarcely thought about that. So it didn't even enter their mind what he was doing. I like that repetition. It sort of builds the scene. Still as we stood, our eyes went with him as he went. So that power element there, this hunting snake that saw this great, black, wonderful snake, the idea that it quested the parting grass, the diamond scale, and they stood still and watched him pass. So I just think that idea of the power dynamic between our persona or our narrator and the snake itself. Cold, dark and splendid. So I've got some sort of listing of his descriptors here. He was gone into the grass that hid his prey. We took a deep breath of day looked at each other, and went on. I think that's a really nice conclusion, that they sort of had this moment, have a pause, look at each other, have a pause again. That's what our punctuation does for us really nicely there. And then they went on their merry way, completely unaffected by the snake, despite being so affected by it for that brief moment. So we'll go from there with my wonderful illustrations, and the next video that we look at, we will do the questions. Fabulous.